Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Jasmine. For those who are new, I'm a casual reseller on the US and Canadian Poshmark app as well as eBay. Today's video, I'm going to talk about the new announcement that Poshmark recently made. I think it was on Monday that they announced it, but it is the whole idea of promoted closets. So if you haven't already heard, Poshmark made the announcement that they're going to start to introduce promoted listings. Currently, it is in beta testing, just like how Posh live shows were. I'm just going to read the announcement and then go over a few of my thoughts and what I really think Poshmark should be doing instead of implementing these new features. So as always, if you like reselling content like this, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. So basically on Monday, Poshmark made an announcement introducing promoted closets, which is currently in the beta phase, as I mentioned, and this will only be implemented for US sellers at the moment. So sorry to my fellow Canadians who won't be able to participate in this currently. Maybe in the future they will implement it for Canadians, but for now it's only available for US people. This beta program is part of their ongoing efforts to empower sellers with more tools to make sales and grow their businesses. With Promoted Closet, your listings will become eligible for promotion in prominent locations across search results and brand pages, and you'll be able to see how well your promoted listings are doing with access to performance insights. So, as I mentioned before, participating sellers will have the opportunity to try the tool for free, and then they can also provide feedback just so that they can gather all the data and then make any changes. So currently you have to sign up in order to participate, and I'm pretty sure there's a large wait list. They are leaning towards Posh 2 ambassadors as well as people that have more listings within their closet just so that they have a greater database to work with. So initially, my thoughts were that it is kind of inedible just because Poshmark is following other reselling platforms, such as like the live selling. They were copying Whatnot, just to compete with the live selling that is on there. And then eBay being a very large platform to sell on, they also have promoted listings, which I currently don't use. I don't know how effective having promoted listings is because I've never tested it out, but I'm not, always active on reselling platforms, so I don't want to try to take away from, potential profit that I can make. So, if I was a full-time reseller, it would probably be something that I would look into just to see how it would affect my sales. So I believe eBay is charging a minimum of 2% of your selling price if you choose to promote your listing and it sells via promoted listing, but I think you can increase that percentage based on how often, or I'm not really sure how it works, but I think it's, how often it is bumped up to the top of somebody's search engine. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not familiar with it in any way. So I'm not sure how Poshmark will compare with regards to this idea of promoted listings. Currently, when I'm browsing the app, I can't even tell if certain listings are promoted or not. So I'm not sure if they have started to implement it or if they are just getting a list of people that are interested at the moment. But currently, you can't really distinguish which listings are promoted versus not promoted. As you probably already know, Poshmark was bought out by Naver a while back, and this is why the idea of promoted listings isn't a huge surprise, just because Naver is basically the largest search engine of Korea, I believe it is. So it's not a surprise that Poshmark is kind of leaning towards promoting your listings or searchability. Now, I'm not really sure how my thoughts on this is yet. I would be curious to try it out if I were to receive that opportunity, which I don't think I would, just because I'm not a Posh 2 ambassador on the US platform. And also, if I was a full-time seller, again, I would want to see how this would affect my sales, if it's negative or positive in any way. But I really wish that Poshmark fixed its search engine, because currently if you're looking for an example is like a white striped dress, yes, there are listings that you could find that match that description, but there are other listings that pop up that aren't really related in any sort of way. And if I decide to break it down even further and add the word halter to it, it I get a bunch of random things that aren't even halter style. So I really think that Poshmark should work on the actual search engine first before they bring up this idea of promoted listings, because if you're searching for something that you want and people are promoting their listings that somewhat match what you're looking for, you are going to get all of these items that don't even match what you are looking for. So I really think they should focus on the actual search engine first, or else promoted listings won't even help at all, because they'll be listed higher up in somebody's search, but it won't be the exact thing that they're looking for. Another thought of mine is that, Poshmark already has a 20% fee, which is higher than most other reselling platforms. So depending on the amount or percentage that they are planning to charge for, promoting listings, it really depends, because I know a lot of people are frustrated with, the base price of 20%. And if people just have to pay more just to promote their listings, it definitely is a negative aspect to selling on Poshmark in general. As it's the same with many other things in life, if everybody is promoting listings, then it's the same thing as nobody is doing it.
And when everyone's super, no one will be.
The only difference is that we are paying more, but everything and the playing field remains the same. I really think this would drown out other sellers that aren't using Poshmark as a full-time business, but rather just, for a passive income, selling things from their own closet. Just because if you're doing that, I don't think people would spend the extra money to promote their listings. But really, I don't really know how effective it would be, as I mentioned before, just because their search engine is really flawed. I really wish that Poshmark worked on the sold listings as well, because I've mentioned this in many videos before, but you can't really search up accurate comps because they don't include the year that things are being sold. So for all you know, something could have sold, let's say it said it was in January, and you just automatically assume it was the past January, but maybe the most recent sold was last January. It's really difficult to determine what that answer is. In addition, with the introduction of live shows, you can't really distinguish between whether or not something was sold through somebody's closet or if it's sold through a live show. And obviously through live selling, the sold prices would be a lot lower, just because, people are shopping on a whim. People might be starting their their starting bids really low, just because, maybe their cost of goods is really low and they're just going by, a quick cash in, cash out type business. So it's, they really have a lot of things that they should be working on compared to what they are actually implementing. I don't know if people actually send them comments and they just aren't listening to our feedback at all, but apparently they do. They said they're going to, especially in relation to this new beta phase. In addition to this new idea of promoted closets, there's also this new feature with the live selling where you can, suggest to add your listings into somebody's show, which I found quite weird. I don't think I'm going to try doing that unless you actually planned it out with somebody. I don't want to randomly add my listings to somebody's show. I don't think I would make a show that would allow people to suggest that I promote it, because I don't know, I just find the whole idea weird. I don't know what the point of it is. Maybe it's to, increase people or watchers to participate in live selling, because live selling is really dependent on how many viewers you have. You could be selling things for really cheap. You could be selling things that are really desirable, but it just doesn't fit the audience that is currently watching your show. So I've only tried the live selling twice, 2 or 3 times, I think twice, and they weren't very successful. I barely got over 20 people to watch my show, but again, I really think people on live selling, like the buyers, are ones that are looking for a good deal. People that start their shows at $5 are the ones that are more popular, so I haven't really given live selling a solid chance, I believe, because I can't really fit that kind of selling into my reselling business just because my cost of goods aren't that low. If you guys have tested any of these features out, let me know in the comments below. Have you been included in the beta phase of this new promoted closet, or have you participated in this like joint live selling at all? I really would love to hear your feedback and see if there's any positive or negative thoughts that you guys have. So I think that's all that I have to share with you today. It's just a quick video based on my thoughts about these recent announcements. So again, let me know in the comments below what you think about these new features. I personally think that they should be focusing on other aspects of the platform that would make it a better buying and selling platform. And I don't buy on the platform that often, but sometimes I am looking for certain things, and what I'm searching for is just not what I am actually looking for. So that is very frustrating, and I hope they listen to our feedback and they focus on other things. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!